Have you ever woken up in the dead of night, heart pounding from a dream you can't quite shake, the remnants of a conversation with someone who shattered your world still echoing in your ears? It's that raw ache, the kind that lingers long after the tears have dried, making you question every choice that led you to that painful breakup. You're not alone in this. Millions of us, especially those of us pushing past 35, have stared at the ceiling wondering why the universe seems to rip away the one person we thought was our anchor. But what if I told you that breakup wasn't a curse? What if it was a divine shield, a deliberate guardrail, keeping something far darker at bay? Imagine this. You're scrolling through old photos late at night. The glow of your phone, the only light in a quiet house, and that familiar pang hits. Not just sadness, but a deeper unrest, like a warning bell you can't ignore. You've built a life, maybe with kids, a career, a routine that looks solid from the outside, but inside there's this pull, this insistent whisper saying, "This isn't it. There's more. You're meant for something bigger." And right there, in the wreckage of that ended relationship, lies the key to understanding why you're one of the chosen ones. Those rare souls Jesus himself spoke of in hidden teachings, revelations buried for centuries because they threatened the powers that be. Picture it. Ancient scrolls, yellowed with age, hidden in desert caves, whispering truths that could upend everything we think we know about love, loss, and the spiritual battles we fight every day. These weren't just stories, they were warnings from the Master himself, shared only with his innermost circle, explaining why certain heartbreaks aren't random. They're protections against demonic forces that prey on the vulnerable. Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you. And strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment. You felt it, haven't you? That breakup that came out of nowhere, leaving you broken but strangely free, like a weight lifted even as you grieved. It's not coincidence. It's a calling, a signal that you're tuned to frequencies most people miss, vibrations from the divine that guide you away from traps set by darker energies. And tonight, as you sit there, maybe with a cup of coffee gone cold, or the hum of the fridge in the background, I'm going to pull back the veil on this ancient secret. Why did Jesus expose this? Because he knew that without understanding it, we'd keep stumbling into relationships that drain our souls, inviting in evils we can't see. But once you grasp it, that pain transforms into power. Stick with me, because what comes next might just rewrite the story of your life. Let's lean into that feeling for a moment. You're in your mid-40s perhaps, juggling a job that pays the bills but leaves you empty, kids who need you but pull you in a million directions, and a heart that's been through the ringer more times than you care to count. That last breakup, the one where promises turned to dust, where you saw the red flags too late, it hit like a freight train. Sleepless nights, the scent of their cologne still clinging to a forgotten shirt in the closet, the sound of laughter from memories that now sting. You told yourself it was just bad luck, or maybe you weren't enough. But deep down, there's a nagging sense that it served a purpose. What if that purpose was to save you? To guard you from an attachment that would have opened doors to spiritual sabotage, to demonic influences that thrive on unbalanced unions. Jesus didn't mince words in those lost teachings. He revealed that painful separations are like divine firewalls, burning away connections that harbor evil. And you're feeling this now because you're ready, chosen to hear it, to break free from the cycle. Think about your daily grind, the commute through traffic that mirrors the congestion in your chest, the office chatter that drowns out your inner voice, the family dinners where everyone seems content, but you feel like an outsider in your own life. That subtle hum, that inner chime the ancients described, it's louder after a breakup, isn't it? It's the call of the chosen, beckoning you toward purpose while shielding you from the shadows. If you've ever paused mid-conversation, wondering why you sense undercurrents others ignore, tension in a room, deceit behind a smile, that's your sensitivity at work. And breakups amplify it, stripping away distractions so you can tune in. But here's the hook that keeps so many up at night. What if ignoring this call invites the very evils Jesus warned about? What if that next relationship, the one you're tempted to rush into, is the gateway you've been blindly approaching? Hold on, because we're about to dive into the symptoms of this spiritual radar gone haywire, the everyday signs that scream you're protected for a reason. You've probably noticed it creeping in during those quiet moments after the split, the way ordinary days feel charged with meaning, like the world is trying to tell you something. Take Sarah, a 42-year-old teacher from Ohio, much like so many of us. She was in a 5-year relationship that ended abruptly when her partner confessed to lies that unraveled everything. The pain was excruciating. She describes it as a hollow ache that made even her favorite coffee taste bitter. But in the weeks that followed, strange things happened. She'd be grading papers late at night, the scratch of her pen on paper the only sound, and suddenly a wave of intuition would hit, warning her about a colleague's hidden agenda, saving her from office drama that could have cost her job, or driving home through the rain-slicked streets, wipers thumping rhythmically. She'd feel an inexplicable urge to call a friend, only to learn they were in crisis. These weren't coincidences. They were symptoms of her heightened awareness, triggered by the breakup's cleansing fire. And you've had those moments too, right? That gut twist before a family gathering where unspoken resentments bubble up, or the dream that foretells a shift in your career. It's the chosen one's mark, sensitivity to the unseen, amplified when heartbreak clears the noise. But it's not just intuition. It's emotional turbulence that feels otherworldly. Remember the nights after your breakup when anger flares at the smallest things, the way the neighbor's dog barks incessantly, mirroring the chaos in your soul, or the sudden aversion to places you once loved, like that park bench where you shared dreams, now feeling tainted, almost oppressive. These are the textures of protection at play. Jesus taught that demonic influences latch onto emotional vulnerabilities in relationships, feeding on doubt and dependency. When a bond breaks painfully, it's like severing those ties, leaving you raw but resilient. For Mark, a 38-year-old mechanic in Texas, his divorce was a nightmare. Court battles, the sting of betrayal echoing in the garage's oil-scented air. Yet post-split, he started noticing patterns. Clients who'd seemed trustworthy, suddenly revealing shady dealings, urges to help strangers that led to profound connections. His world sharpened, colors seemed brighter, conversations deeper. That persistent inner buzz? It was his guide, guarding him from entanglements that would have dulled his spirit. And let's talk about the physical side, because it's not all in your head. That tension in your shoulders after reliving the breakup in your mind, the way sleep evades you as if your body knows rest is a luxury you can't afford yet. Or the appetite changes, comfort food losing its appeal, replaced by a craving for solitude under starlit skies. These are the body's signals, aligning with the soul's awakening. In ancient texts, this was called the vibration of the elect, a hum from the divine source that Jesus described as a shield against evil's whisper. You felt it in the quiet of your kitchen at dawn, sunlight filtering through blinds, casting patterns that seem like messages. Breakups force this confrontation, making you confront not just lost love, but lost illusions. If this sounds familiar, pause and breathe. You're not broken, you're being forged. Now, as we peel back these layers, consider how these symptoms weave into your routine. You're at the grocery store, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead, pushing a cart that squeaks like your unresolved questions, and you overhear a conversation that hits too close to home, someone else nursing a fresh wound. It validates you, doesn't it? That shared human struggle, but for the chosen, it's more a reminder that your pain is purposeful. Jesus exposed this in parables veiled for the masses, teaching that breakups are guardians because they expose hidden fractures, demonic footholds disguised as passion. Without them, we drift into unions that bind us to lower energies, sapping our divine potential. But with them, we emerge attuned, ready for the revelations ahead. And speaking of which, what if the cause behind this isn't just emotional baggage, but something far more profound, rooted in spiritual warfare that's been raging since the dawn of time? Delve deeper with me, because understanding the why changes everything. That inner chime, that subtle vibration you can't shake, isn't a quirk of your personality. It's a frequency from the eternal core, the boundless awareness Jesus called the Father within. But here's the revelation few grasp. Demonic evils aren't mythical, they're energetic parasites that exploit unbalanced relationships, drawing chosen souls into cycles of pain to dim their light. Science backs this in ways that might surprise you. Studies from psychologists like those at Harvard show how toxic attachments alter brain chemistry, flooding us with cortisol that clouds judgment, making us susceptible to manipulation. Spiritually, it's the same. Jesus warned his disciples in those hidden scrolls that certain loves are veils for darker entities, luring the sensitive into entrapment. Imagine it. Your ex, charming at first, but carrying unseen baggage that resonated with your own vulnerabilities, creating a portal for influence. What few people know is how this ties to ancient cosmology. The mystics described reality as woven threads, some luminous, others shadowed. Chosen ones like you vibrate at a higher pitch, attracting both divine guidance and opportunistic evils. A painful breakup. It's the universe, through Jesus' design, snipping the shadowed threads. Data from spiritual researchers, blending neuroscience and theology, reveals that post-breakup, mirror neurons in the brain heighten empathy, turning pain into prophetic insight. But the spiritual layer. Jesus revealed that these separations guard against demonic unions, where souls merge too hastily, inviting possession-like states, obsessions, addictions, despair that masquerade as love. Think of it in American terms. The divorce rate soaring past 50%, not just from incompatibility, but unseen spiritual mismatches pulling us toward chaos. And the suspense builds here. What comes next could redefine your trust in intuition. Jesus didn't just expose the danger, he mapped the cause to free will's double edge. We choose partners from ego, not spirit, ignoring the hum that says, not this one. Demonic forces, those lower vibrations, amplify attractions to the incompatible, promising fulfillment while plotting downfall. Remember the garden? Same principle, temptation disguised as desire. Modern examples abound. Celebrities ensnared in cycles of toxic fame, or everyday folks like Lisa, a 45-year-old nurse from Florida, whose engagement ended in heartbreak, only for her to later uncover her fiancé's involvement in occult practices that would have derailed her calling. Science from quantum physics even hints at vibrational entanglement, particles linked across distances, mirroring how souls bind, for better or worse. Jesus taught that breakups disrupt malevolent links, restoring your frequency to divine alignment. But let's not stop at theory. Feel the inevitability. When that relationship crumbles, it's not loss. It's liberation from chains you didn't see. The causes run deep, generational patterns where family curses of unhealthy love pass down, inviting demonic reinforcement. Jesus broke these in his ministry, casting out spirits tied to relational wounds. Today, in our fast-paced world of dating apps and superficial swipes, the risk multiplies. Algorithms match surfaces, ignoring souls. Yet for the chosen, the pain signals intervention. And when that happens, clarity floods in, like dawn breaking over a stormy sea. You've sensed it, the shift from despair to determination. But before we uncover the path forward, consider this. How many near misses have you had? Intuitions dismissed as paranoia. They were guardians, echoes of Jesus' truth. Transitioning naturally, as these causes reveal themselves, the solution emerges, not as a quick fix, but a transformative journey. Jesus didn't leave his followers without tools. In those sealed teachings, he outlined steps to harness the protection of breakups, turning pain into purpose. Start with acknowledgement, sit in stillness, perhaps in your living room with the faint scent of lavender from a candle, and name the hurt. This breakup guarded me. Affirm it aloud. Science supports this. Journaling post-trauma rewires neural pathways, but spiritually, it's invocation, calling divine light to seal old wounds. Then, discernment practice. Tune to that inner hum daily. Meditate for 10 minutes, focusing on your breath's rhythm, asking, what vibrations align with my highest good? Real stories illuminate this. Take David, a 50-year-old engineer from California. Post-divorce and adrift. He began this practice, and soon red flags in new friendships glowed like neon. He avoided a business deal laced with deceit, crediting it to his sharpened sense. The path deepens with community, but chosen ones must choose wisely. Jesus emphasized fellowship among the attuned, not the masses. Join or form circles, online forums or local groups where shared experiences validate your sensitivity. For Emily, 39 from New York, her breakup left her isolated, but connecting with like-minded souls via a spiritual app transformed her. They shared dreams, decoded signs, and together fortified against evils. Concrete steps. Visualize protective light around your heart chakra during prayer, invoking Jesus' name as shield. Studies in positive psychology show visualization reduces anxiety by 30%, but here it's armor against demonic whispers, those doubts that say you're unworthy of true love. And integrate forgiveness, not for them, but for you. Write unsent letters, burn them under moonlight, releasing energetic ties. This act, rooted in Jesus' teachings on mercy, severs lingering shadows. Robert, 47 from Illinois, did this after a betrayal-filled split. Months later, he met a partner whose energy harmonized, no pain, just peace. The 30-day journey in Call of the Chosen expands this. Daily prompts to listen to the hum, journal symptoms, explore causes through scripture and science, and apply solutions like energy-clearing rituals. It's not woo-woo. It's practical spirituality for busy Americans, blending faith with logic. But wait, the transformation isn't linear. Tension arises when old patterns tempt return. Jesus warned of backlash, demonic retaliation through nostalgia's pull. Counter it with grounding. Walk barefoot on grass, feeling Earth's pulse sync with yours. This anchors you, as neuroscientists note, stimulating the vagus nerve for calm. Stories like Maria's, 44 from Arizona, show the power. After breakup, she faced urges to reconnect, but grounding rituals revealed the ex's influence as a draining force. She stepped into her calling, starting a ministry that touches thousands. Expand the practice. Daily affirmations tied to Jesus' words, like I am guarded by the light, breakups my teachers. Pair with physical movement, yoga or hikes through autumn leaves crunching underfoot to release stored trauma. The ebook guides this, with weeks focused on symptoms, identifying triggers, causes, unveiling spiritual warfare, and solutions, building resilience. Imagine yourself a year from now, confident, attracting soul-aligned connections, the hum now a symphony of guidance. If this stirs you, comment below. I'm ready to heed the call. Share with a friend nursing their own wounds. They need this guardrail too. As we build this path, interruptions in the narrative mirror life's twists. Recall Sarah from earlier. Her story paused, but now, after embracing discernment, she navigated a family crisis, sensing demonic discord in her siblings' marriage, intervening with prayer that saved it. These threads weave back, showing the solution's ripple. Science from attachment theory explains why. Secure bonds, post-healing foster growth, warding off insecure ones that invite evil. Jesus' revelation, chosen ones must master this to fulfill destinies, from healing others to innovating in faith-based work. Deeper still, incorporate fasting, not extreme but intentional pauses from media, tuning to the divine frequency. During her 30-day journey via the ebook, Lisa fasted from social media, uncovering how it amplified false attractions. Clarity came. She wrote a blog on spiritual protection, reaching women worldwide. You can too. Start small, one day a week, listening as Jesus did in the wilderness. And the communal aspect grows. Host discussions, perhaps over coffee in a sunlit cafe, dissecting causes like generational curses. Break them with ancestral blessings, a practice Jesus modeled in genealogy-focused healings. For Mark, this unlocked prosperity. His garage business boomed as shadows lifted. The ebook's workbook includes templates, making it accessible amid carpools and deadlines. Tension mounts when doubt creeps. Is this real? Jesus addressed it. Test the spirits. Journal synchronicities. If they align with love and light, proceed. Emily's test, a feather appearing post-prayer, symbol of guidance. Yours might be a song on the radio echoing your thoughts. These affirm you're guarded. Now, layering protection, salt circles for home, a biblical nod to purity, combined with modern smudging using sage's earthy aroma. Robert used this, feeling immediate peace, his dreams turning prophetic. The solution isn't isolation, it's empowered living, where breakups become badges of honor. As stories resume and expand, David's engineering mind applied solutions logically, tracking vibrations via apps, monitoring heart rate variability, correlating with intuitive hits. Science meets spirit, proving Jesus's timeless wisdom. You're invited to this synthesis, transforming pain into prowess. But let's pause for reflection. Without saying it outright, how has a past breakup steered you from harm? Comment your story. Belonging starts here. Subscribe for more on Chosen Paths. The next video unveils deeper calls. The journey culminates in surrender, daily communion, not ritual but heart-to-heart with the divine. Jesus' hidden lesson, this attunes you eternally, making future unions unbreakable shields. Maria surrendered and her life flowered, volunteering in spiritual counseling, her sensitivity a gift. With these steps, the ebook as compass, you're equipped. Painful breakups? No longer mysteries, but mercies guarding against demonic evil. Embrace it. Your vibration rises. We've journeyed far, from that raw ache in the night to this empowered dawn. Remember the opening pull, the validation of your unrest. It's resolved now. You're chosen, protected, called. Jesus exposed this for souls like yours, weary of cycles, hungry for meaning. The transformation, from guarded heart to guiding light influencing family, work, community. Recap the arc. Symptoms like sharpened senses post-pain, causes in spiritual warfare via mismatched bonds, solutions in discernment, forgiveness, community. Each pillar builds you stronger, The 30-day journey, accelerating it. Urgency calls. Demonic influences don't pause. Claim your protection now. Download Call of the Chosen, the 30-day journey at the link below. Exclusive for viewers like you, with bonuses on vibrational shielding. Only 500 copies at this price. Don't miss your slot in the divine plan. End with this echo. In the hum of your soul, the call resounds. Guarded, chosen, unbreakable. What will you do with it? The choice is yours, but the protection, already yours. But let's not end the journey here, because the echo of that call in your soul isn't a whisper. It's a roar building to a crescendo, urging you deeper into the layers of this protection. Imagine waking tomorrow, the first light of dawn creeping through your curtains like a gentle hand on your shoulder, and feeling not the familiar weight of loss, but a buoyant clarity, as if the air itself has thickened with possibility. You've carried the scars of that breakup like invisible chains, the metallic tang of regret on your tongue during quiet mornings, the way shadows in your home seem to elongate with unspoken fears. Yet, as you step into this truth, those chains dissolve, replaced by a warmth spreading from your chest, a subtle vibration that hums in harmony with the universe's rhythm. This is the true gift of Jesus' revelation, not just survival after heartbreak, but a rebirth into a life where every ending births a fiercer beginning. To truly grasp this, let's circle back and deepen our understanding of those symptoms we touched on earlier, because they deserve more than a passing glance. They're the compass points of your awakening. Recall that sharpened intuition, the way it prickles like static electricity on your skin during mundane moments. For Sarah in Ohio, it wasn't just a fleeting hunch about her colleague. It evolved into full-bodied premonitions. Picture her in her cluttered classroom after hours, the chalk dust lingering in the air like a veil, her red pen hovering over a stack of essays. Suddenly, a chill runs down her spine, not from the drafty window, but from an inner knowing that her principal's overly friendly overtures masked a power play. She confronted it gently, her voice steady despite the knot in her stomach, and averted a demotion that would have crushed her spirit. This isn't random. It's the divine recalibration Jesus described, where heartbreak strips away the ego's filters, leaving you raw and receptive. Science echoes this. Research from the University of Virginia on post-traumatic growth shows how emotional upheavals enhance pattern recognition in the brain's prefrontal cortex, turning survivors into seers. But spiritually, it's more. A shield against the demonic veils that blur truth in toxic bonds, where one partner's hidden resentments seep into your energy like poison ivy creeping up a fence. And that emotional turbulence? Let's linger there, because it's the storm before the calm, the thunderclap that shakes loose what no longer serves. Think of the anger that surges not just at memories of betrayal, but at the world's small injustices. The barista's curt snap mirroring the ex's sharp words, igniting a fire in your veins that demands release. For Mark in Texas, this manifested in the garage's dim fluorescence, where the clang of tools on concrete became a rhythm of rage and renewal. He'd pause, sweat beading on his forehead amid the scent of motor oil and rubber, and breathe through it, realizing the fury wasn't weakness, but a forge, hammering his resolve. Jesus' hidden parables likened this to the refiner's fire in Malachi, purifying gold from dross, demonic influences that thrive in unbalanced love, feeding on your unhealed wounds like parasites on an open sore. Deeper still, this turbulence invites reflection. Sit with it in the hush of evening, the distant hum of city traffic a backdrop to your thoughts, and ask, what illusion did this pain shatter? The insight? You're not defined by the fracture, but by the light seeping through. Physically, these shifts demand our attention too, expanding beyond the initial tension to a full symphony of bodily wisdom. That shoulder ache. It's the body's archive of carried burdens, muscles knotted like ropes from years of holding on too tight. Post-breakup, as sleep patterns disrupt, the sheets twisting around you in dreams of pursuit, the clock's red glow mocking your insomnia. Your system resets. Cravings shift from sugar's false comfort to fresh air's crisp bite, drawing you outside where the wind whispers secrets through rustling leaves. In ancient Essene texts attributed to Jesus' circle, this was the awakening of the flesh, where the body aligns with spirit, repelling lower energies that demonic forces use to anchor in fleshly weaknesses. Modern endocrinology supports it. Breakups spike adrenaline, then dopamine in recovery, fostering resilience. For you, this might mean mornings where coffee's aroma no longer soothes but invigorates, propelling you toward walks that clear the fog, each step crunching gravel like affirmations of progress. Transitioning from these personal tremors to the broader causes, let's weave in more threads of that spiritual warfare, because ignoring its depth is like navigating a fog-shrouded road without headlights. The demonic isn't a cartoonish horned figure. It's the subtle dissonance in a relationship's energy, the way an ex's unexplained jealousy casts a pall over shared sunsets, dimming your inner light. Jesus exposed this in teachings preserved in fragments of the Gospel of Mary, where he warns of adversaries that mimic affection to ensnare the elect. Consider generational echoes. Perhaps your parents' unspoken marital strife, the tense silences at holiday tables heavy with unsaid words, planted seeds that attract similar shadows. A study from the Journal of Family Psychology links intergenerational trauma to relational patterns, but spiritually, it's curses, energetic imprints Jesus broke through lineage healings, like in the woman at the well, freeing her from relational chains. Expand this with Lisa's story from Florida. Her fiancé's occult dabblings weren't mere curiosity, but a vortex pulling her toward despair. After the split, in the humid nights of her apartment, ceiling fan whirring lazily, she journaled visions of dark tendrils linking their souls, hallucinations. No, insights from the veil thinned by pain. Quantum entanglement, as physicists like David Bohm described, mirrors this. Souls as particles forever linked unless severed by intention. Jesus' solution? Prayer as a vibrational cut, invoking the Father's light to dissolve bonds. Reflection here. Trace your own lineage. Did a grandmother's unhealed divorce echo in your choices? Acknowledging it dissolves the pattern, turning inherited shadows into ancestral allies. As solutions unfold with greater nuance, let's elaborate on that discernment practice, because it's the cornerstone, not a one-off ritual, but a daily dance with the divine. Beyond 10 minutes of meditation, envision it as a sacred pause amid chaos. In your car at a red light, engines idling around you like impatient beasts, close your eyes and feel the hum rise from your core, a gentle tide washing queries across your mind. Show me the aligned path, you whisper, and signs appear. A license plate number syncing with a Bible verse, or a stranger's words landing like manna. David's engineering precision turned this into data. He logged sessions in a notebook, the paper's texture grounding him, noting how heart rates synced with intuitive clarity. This isn't escapism. It's empowerment, countering demonic distractions that flood the mind with what-ifs post-breakup, like ghosts in the rearview mirror. Community deepens this. Imagine not just forums, but flesh and blood gatherings, the aroma of fresh-baked bread at a potluck where stories flow like wine. Emily in New York found hers in a park under autumn's golden canopy, leaves drifting like confetti on shared vulnerabilities. They prayed in circles, hands linked, feeling collective energy amplify protection against isolation's lure, where evils whisper loudest. Jesus modeled this in his inner circle, 12 attuned souls fortifying each other. Add protection layers. Beyond visualization, carry a small cross or stone. Its cool weight in your pocket, a tactile reminder during tempted swipes on apps where superficial matches hide spiritual mismatches. Forgiveness expands too. Those unsent letters aren't mere catharsis, but alchemical transmutation. Right under lamplight's soft glow, ink flowing with raw emotion, the sting of lies, the ache of abandoned dreams. Burn them in a fire pit, flames crackling like applause, smoke curling skyward as release. Robert's ritual done on a crisp Illinois evening with stars pricking the velvet sky, severed not just ties. Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you. And strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment.